Just a year after closing 3 schools, Denver Public Schools says they now need to look at more consolidations and closures, and they say it's needed because of continued drops in enrollment.
9 News reporter Rachel Krause is with us now. And Rachel, the district is going to take these plans to the community, right?
Yeah, DPS hasn't said how many schools will close or where, but they're taking their plans to merge and shutter some schools to the community starting this week to explain why these reductions are needed.
Colorado's largest school district says it needs to close some schools and merge others again. But Scott Pribble with DPS says the district is changing how they're going about it this time around.
Well, I would say that the last time that we went through this process, we ran into some bumps, and so we wanted to make sure that it was better this time.
Why is this needed? The district says steady drops in enrollment are a major factor.
It really is a big part of it. The declining enrollment that we're seeing is something it's not something that's happened the last year or two. It's been going on for about a decade now. And you can take a look at the birth rates that have been declining for the last several years.
And despite more than 4,700 new-to-country students joining DPS throughout the last school year, Pribble says those numbers are helping, but not enough.
It's still not something that's going to be a long-term solution. We're talking about a school district that used to be in the mid to upper 90,000 kids, and we're now in the mid to upper 80,000 kids, and we're continuing to see that trend, and it's expected to go for several years.
What factors will DPS consider? According to the district's plan, they'll look at areas where there's a cluster of schools with low building utilization. They also have to consider the number of kids on free and reduced lunch, how much it would increase the distance to and from school for families, and if closing a school would further segregate students by race, language, or economic class. Now, what can't DPS consider in their consolidation plans? A school's test scores. Still, Pribble says putting this list together won't be easy.
And it's not something that they want to do, but it's something that we need to do for the interest of the district and for the interest of all of our students.
That list of closures won't be released until November, but DPS will be holding community meetings about the process starting this week.
These are not meetings where they're receiving feedback on why you think your school shouldn't close. We haven't announced what schools are going to close. So this is really more of a information sharing and how we're going to continue to move forward.
And once that list comes out, it won't change.
One of the things that happened before was we came out with a list, and then that list trimmed down, and then the final list was even trimmed down from there. And I think people went on quite a roller coaster ride of emotions of, my school's going to close, my school's not going to close. And we just need to, that's why we're putting so much due diligence into the work ahead of time.
While these next few months will be tough, Pribble says it's the right call for the district and its students.
And I think while this is a difficult decision, we hope that everybody understands why we're making the choices that we are.
That first community meeting will be held on Tuesday over at South High School. They'll be holding meetings at schools all around the district through October 15th. Now, that list of school consolidations will be released on November 7th. And just 2 weeks later, the board will vote. Rachel Krause, 9 News.